Brotherhood All Youth Assembly Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy, in collaboration with JFK Abiona Coaching Institute, invites the general public to attend this special Emerging CEOs Conference. Having the desire to contribute to the advancement of the youth as valuable tools for positive social and spiritual changes of the kingdom, society and the world at large, and a unique set of emerging powers that must be channeled towards selfless service to humanity. This program shall be hosted in 2 centers in Nigeria. First at Metropolitan Hotel, Leopard Town Conference Hall, Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria, from Thursday 22nd to 24th October 2020, time 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and also at Hotel Presidential Conference Hall, Aba Road, Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria, from Monday 26th to 28th October 2020, time 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Guest speakers include Dr. Victor Shadare, Femi Joshua, Ekaite Umo, Edbert Ebebe, and JFK Abiona. This program is powered by Brotherhood All Youth Assembly Entrepreneurship, Leadership Academy, and JFK Abiona Coaching Institute. Don't miss out on this capacity and learning platform. Come, you are specially invited. Christ Shepherd Honorable Michael Ibinabo West, Chairman, Bayer Enterprise. Announcer, thank you, Father.
Alright, so welcome back to the program, the Morning Star Breakfast Show, right here on StarCross Television. Remember, we're reaching you live from the city of Calabar, Cross River State. Today is the 21st day of October 2020, and it is a winning Wednesday. Yes, we're encouraging all the youths in Nigeria to have a focus and stay safe out there. Today also we are praying for our dear darling country Nigeria, for our Father to intervene and bring peace back to Nigeria, because we know that it is only God and God alone that can restore back normalcy in Nigeria. So your voice is needed at this moment. You can call us and participate in the program, or you can join us on YouTube and send in your comments. Right about now, we told you that when we come back from this break, we will be talking about the BCS, as the Brotherhood of the Cross and Star All Youth Assembly Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy, where you saw the jingle just now. A special emergency CEOs conference in collaboration with JFK Abiona Coaching Institute. It's going to be a big one out there, and right here we're about to discuss with the CEO himself of the JFK Abiona Coaching Institute. That's talking about not the person, but Mr. James Abiona himself right here in the studio with us. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so all youths out there, remember it is your time, and just in case you have questions for him, you can also rush down to our YouTube platform, drop your questions, and we are going to be taking them one after another. Remember, myself and Joy Dambo were here in the studios to engage our CEO on the importance of this conference. Why is it necessary at this time? The benefits and all the rest. These are what we'll be talking on the program right now. But before we start the discussion, of course, I will engage him to also advise the youth out there in Nigeria to, what is advice to all of us out there at the moment. But before we do that, let us quickly read some of the comments we have right now on our YouTube platform just before we get engaged in the discussions this morning. From our YouTube platform, the first to be here is Julia Mijena, and she says hi. Rose Fobot is next, and she says peace. And Juliet Omembo is the third, and she says hi. All right, Julia Mijena is also there, and she says, good morning all. Omembo is also there. She says, peace all. Rose Fobot said, may the peace of God, Olumba Obu, be in our hearts and surround us this day and always. Thank you very much, Rose Fobot, with that one. Julia Omembo said, may the protection of our Father be with all his children in the whole world. Amen. Julia Mijena also now said, my Ubuntu sister, I greet you specially this morning. Welcome to Winning Wednesday. I pray the Father save the youths of the country and hear their voices. what is happening today is heartbreaking. All right. Victoria Samuel Ayo says, good morning, brethren. And she also said, please, my Father and my God, protect your children. Amen.
Amen.
Emmanuel Godwin Sunday says, good morning all and peace of the Father. And he also says, oh Father, please protect your children from this crisis of killing and shedding of innocent blood. Thank you, Joyful Joy Dambo, for the prayer. And also Saji, thank you very much. Julia Mijena said, sorry about that. Julia Mijena said, I say a big amen to the prayer. Father, please hear the voice of thy children. Seeing young people die makes me cry. People with promising future. Father, please intervene for your children. Eunice Bumi is saying, peace and blessings, everyone. And she also said, Father, let your will be done in Nigeria. She also says, wow, the real men, big congratulations to them. That's talking about those promotions from yesterday. Peter Omofia says, peace of the Father and good morning to all children of God. Father, please hear this prayer and let thy will be done in Nigeria.
Amen.
I just thank the Father for protecting me from the protesters this morning. Oh, wow. Please stay safe out there, Peter Omofia. Is your calling from or your messaging from Port Harcourt. I hope you guys are all safe out there. All right, Eunice Bumi says, yes, Sister Dambo, that was a good advice, and pray they will hear because they are really angry. We need Father's intervention. Yes, Father. May God heal our nation. This is coming from Mong Nana. It says, may God heal our nation. And Bishop Sign says, good morning all. Happy birthday to you, Bishop Sign in Arias. I was not here in the studios yesterday. You're one of our best. I know I wished you happy birthday offline, but let me do that again online. Happy birthday to you once again. And he also says, please, sorry for coming in now. Lagos State is very hot now and a lot of killings and crises. My area is very bad. Please stay safe out there. Just lock yourself indoors and pray for the Father to intervene. I thank StarCross for yesterday, which is on my birthday. That's from Bishop Sign. All right, thank you very much for all those comments. That's what we can take for now. Keep sending in your comments and bring them coming in. Right about now, it's time for the Brotherhood All Youth Assembly Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy. And once again, we have here with us in the studio, Mr. James Abiona. He is the CEO, JFK Abiona Coaching Institute, Abuja. Sorry, sir, for keeping you waiting. It's time to start discussing. But before we start discussing, the conference, the CEO's conference, is targeted at the youths. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. And today, the country is, facing youths protesting and all. Before we go into the discussion per se, what's your advice to, the Nigerian youths out there?
Yes, my advice, peace unto everyone. My advice to all the youths is to understand that it's time for them to prove to the leadership that call them a wasted generation and unemployable youth and a lazy youth that is not true. My advice to the youth is to remember Daniel and Joseph, who are third-class citizens in the foreign nation. Because when you are in the foreign nation, it means that you are in a place that you are expected to be a minus or a liability. Our fathers has made our own nation a foreign nation to us, but we can prove them wrong by bringing excellence, leadership, accountability to the table. And that's why this conference is very timely at such a time as this, because in the middle of the crisis, when the children of Israel has even been captured, and they've been taken away. That's what is happening to us now. This is a kind of a Babylonian oppression, Egyptian oppression, but it's in ours. We've been carted away. We've been carried into to another space of corruption, of lies and deception. But regardless of the geographical location that we are lucky, we are still in the space of our own nation. But we can actually break the glass ceiling and prove them wrong by bringing leadership to the table, accountability to the table, entrepreneurship to the table, because you can Excellence, I call it this way, excellence is the minimum requirement in the school of success. No matter what, in the middle of chaos and in the middle of nothing for Israel, there was a Daniel that spoke to the king, and the king bowed to him. There was a Joseph that delivered the entire nation. You know, he doesn't have the political power. All those who had the political power, all the senators, all the astrologers, who could not, you know, they can only translate, they could not interpret. So we need interpreters in Nigeria today. You know, people that will, I was just asking that even now today, I'm giving a 5-minute message to the leadership of the country, because I was born for such a time as this, and you were born for such a time as this. No Chinese, no American, no British will come, and no British born, no British citizen is coming to fix Nigeria for us. It's our country. I heard the prayers this morning, prayed by my sister. I can feel it too here. But let me tell you something, the solution is in our hands. We must give, because in the middle of crisis and cluelessness, you know, in the middle of confusion over, you know, in the leadership, the good thing is that the Josephs, the Daniels will be sought after.
That's true.
Don't be a liability. Be an asset at such a time as this. That's my advice to the youth that care to listen to me. Wow,
that's a nice one. Be an asset, don't be a liability. Be an asset. What a time to bring in this summits, the CEO's coaching conference to the table. I love the lines, you know, the youths should bring leadership to the table, bring accountability to the table. Okay, now we're talking about the CEO's coaching conference happening very soon. I think the first one is going to be next week.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is 22nd, right?
Yeah.
22nd to 24th.
Yes.
For those of us that are in Cross River State and environs, remember the first conference is tomorrow. We're going to give you the dates and the venue shortly. But in all of this, why is it, what's this conference aim to achieve? What's the aim of this conference?
I want to say a big thank you to the council, to the leadership. The Brotherhood Hall Youth Assembly, you know, Bayer, you know, they have been able to come, you know, on time to the rescue of the country at such a time as this. The reason behind this conference is so significant to me now, even as I'm sitting down here, that actually Calabar is the first capital of Nigeria. And I am sparking a fire right here on this altar by bringing this emergency use conference, you know, to start here. It's all about entrepreneurship development. Okay. Because what drives any successful G7 or G20, when you say a country is a G7 country, like America, like Britain, like France, you know, the G7 countries are countries that are driven by national ideology, or the G20. So what drives America is liberty, you know, and that is, I see a solution coming, permanent solution coming to Nigeria. You know, the 350 million plus Americans are driven by one word called liberty, represented by the Statue of Liberty in New York. What drives Great Britain is called time management, represented by the Big Ben. Now, what drives Israel is security. The national ideology of Israel is security. So now coming to Nigeria, what is the national ideology of Nigeria? We do not have in 60 years. And I always ask this question: will you board a plane if the pilot tells you, welcome to Boeing 747, we're cruising at 40,000 feet above the sea level, fasten your seatbelt, my name is Captain John. The only challenge I have is I don't know where I'm going, but when I exhaust the aviation fuel, I'll decide where to land. We boarded our flight on the 1st of October 1960. Soldier cool, soldier come. The government will come and say Operation Feed the Nation. I don't know, will come and say Green Revolution. I don't know, will come and say Better Life for Rural Dweller. I don't know, will come and say Directorate of Food and Rural Infrastructure. I don't know, will come and say change. I mean, how will you feel if your mother introduced a new father to you every 4 years? Wow. So the big question now is that entrepreneurship is the unwritten ideology of Nigeria. Our youths are entrepreneuring anywhere in the world. They are the finest brain in the UK. They are the professionals in the US. They are somebody said a nation you don't see Nigerians, then that nation does not really exist. So we are very entrepreneurial, but the government is there to come to show us the national ideology. So now the good thing is that individuals who take entrepreneurship as their own personal ideology will reign supreme in a nation that is yet to understand its national ideology. So the Emergencies Conference is to introduce entrepreneurship into the fabrics, into the lives of Nigerians. So the few people, the youths that will be able to make it, whether online, on off or offline, tomorrow at the Channels View Hotel on MCC Road, between tomorrow 22nd to 24th, Saturday 24th, between 9 to 3 p.m. will actually see them. It doesn't matter, we are going to help you to locate your core, and now you can use your core essence to mix it with entrepreneurship to succeed. Are you a doctor? Are you a singer? Are you a quiet person? Are you an introvert or extrovert? Are you the person who likes to work inside an office, or are you the one who likes to work on the field? Regardless of your strength, you have something, and that is your core essence. So in this conference, we are showing your core essence. The core essence of Mercedes-Benz is prestige. The core essence of Rolls-Royce is royalty. The core essence of BMW is ruggedness. The core essence of Toyota is fuel economy. So you as a person, you have a core essence. Somebody knows what is, in your heart, there's a cry in your spirit, and the school system can't show you your core essence. BSc, MSc, Masters, MBA, becoming a professor doesn't make you, it doesn't help you to locate your core essence. As a business coach to all the core members in Nigeria for the past 8 years, I've met medical doctors who will cry to me, sir, I read medicine because of my father forced me to read medicine. I read law because my father forced me to read law. I am actually a singer. I'm an artist. So in this conference, first, you are locating your core essence. Secondly, you'll be able to teach you how to use your core essence to become successful. We have 200 million Nigerians, and I want to let you know, in the post-COVID economy now, you now have 7.2 billion people, because in the post-COVID economy, you have you have moved out of the confine of your country. You are now in the global space, because Lee Kuan Yew, the father of Singapore, who wrote the book From Third World to First World, he said in his book that globalization will force nations of the world to reallocate their resources, to restructure their economy, and to reorientate their people. Like I said earlier, when I was asked to advise the youth, it's time for our youths in this country to arise and bring solution to the table. You can only control your preparation, you cannot control your opportunity. The opportunity has come now for us. They are going to, it's been discovered now that actually leadership is sincerely confused, because the national ideology is not written, and every plan in 60 years of the government, you don't blame any leader, don't blame anybody. Our challenge is foundational. Our problem started from October 60, when over 300 tribes were joined together, and we do not have a particular one word that gives us direction. That's why all our plans in the leadership of the government, legislative, judiciary, or executive, has been like, all their plans in 60 years has been like arranging the chairs and the tables very well, in a very good manner on the table for a dinner on the Titanic. And that's what is happening. So it's not a time to play the blame game. It's time for us to take responsibility. You can't just be translating. It's time for us to interpret the vision of this country to the leadership, and you'll be sought after. You know why? At a point like this, in a few months from now, you will begin to see youths emerging, and they will begin to be sought after at the local government level, at the state level, and at the national level. You know why? The cluelessness of leadership has been unraveled, and definitely there's going to be, because I know, as I know my name, that this unrest is going to really rise beyond anybody's imagination, because no leader is an invisible force. The force that battered this country want to restructure this country, and the youths must emerge, because you are the 80% of today and the 100% of tomorrow. And that's the reason why everyone, even we that are fathers, I'm 51, I have 21, I have 5 children, and 3 of them are already teenagers. That's why we are praying, and the youths are out. And it is uncontrollable, because it is time for Nigeria to get its right trajectory. So youths in the South, I want to encourage you, get yourself ready. It's time for you to locate your core essence. You can't do much if you're just a David, and you're trying to fight the battle of the world with Saul's armor. But in this 3-day conference that is coming...
Let me pause here. let me pause you because if I allow you to go on and on, you will address all my questions in one question. So let's take it easy so that the youth out there will be well prepared for tomorrow. Will be well prepared for tomorrow. I really, you caught my attention when you talked about core essence.
Yes.
It's very important for one to know his or her core essence.
Yeah.
Now, my question now is, how do an individual, identify or discover their core essence?
Yes, I will first encourage every youth. At least we can accommodate about 100 people tomorrow in the hall, but we can accommodate all the entire members of this ministry all over the world to come on board with us. We have enough capacity in the airspace in our Zoom link to be, because even if you are elderly, there are people who are in their 60s who doesn't know their core essence, because it's not death people are afraid of, it's to come to the end of life only to find out you never lived. I've, in my little 51 years and in this my consulting in 15 years, I've made a lot of billionaires who are confused because money will not even help you know your core essence. I've seen people who have climbed the ladder of success only to get to the top to find that the ladder was landing on the wrong wall. So the finding your core essence. Let me just try and limit myself to answer the questions of my brother, so that we can maximize this few minutes we have. To locate your core essence, there are 7 questions you must answer. Number 1, who am I?
Okay.
That's called identity. The second question you must answer, which is number 2, what problem am I created to solve? It's called assignment. Question number 3, who and where am I sent to? That's direction, the location analysis. Question number 4, how will I get there? Means of transportation. How will you get there? Question number 5, what are my fears and my limitations? SWOT analysis. Question number 6, what are my motivations? That is what spurs me. That's called encouragement. Well, that's called fueling the car. And the last question, and the most important one, number 7, what will I be remembered for when I die? It's called legacy. Now let me tell you, let me help you out. Whether you are attending this conference or not, but I advise you to attend this conference because Nigeria is ready to listen to you now. In as much you have found out the leadership needs you. I will give you a very small, little answer to all the 7 questions by giving you my own personal answer. If you ask me who am I, in 1 word, I'm a catalyst. In 2 words, let me quickly say this, let me put up this caveat. When I ask you, these 7 questions are the questions that I've met people who have made 10 billion in liquid and capital assets, and they are still frustrated. But answering these 7 questions, now they had their peace. They used to sleep for just 2 hours, now they can sleep for 5 hours, because it doesn't matter what you become. If you become who you are not supposed to be, your identity will still haunt you. I'm a 3rd generation pastor. And my grandfather was a pastor, and so was my father. I pastored for 10 years, 1999, 2009. Doing so well, but yet I was frustrated. And I left the city of Abeokuta to go to Abuja to find my identity. And getting to Abuja, I was advised by my creator that I should stop pastoring, that I should go to the marketplace and show Nigeria its identity, which is entrepreneurship. And I do that in the boardroom, among Muslims, among Christians, everywhere in the world. And most importantly, 80% of my attention on my country, Nigeria. So who am I? In 1 word, I'm a catalyst. In 2 words, I'm a life coach. In 3 words, I'm a peak performance consultant. In 1 statement, I help individuals as well as organizations to locate their core competence by giving empirical information, acting as a brief from where they are presently to their next level. If you're a woman listening to me, you are not a mother. You are not a wife. Neither are you a sister. All those titles are what society, politics, and tradition gave to you. You are more than a wife. You are more than a sister. You are called for an assignment, and your life transcends your immediate family environment. Question number 2. What problem am I created to solve? I solve identity problem for organizations and for individuals and for religious bodies. That's called identity. Well, I mean, that's called assignment.
Problem solving.
Yes. The second question, don't forget the first question, who am I? I've told you my identity. Question number 2, What problem am I created to solve? I solve identity problem. I solve information problem. I solve problem for people who doesn't really know who they are. Number 3, who and where has God sent me to? I'm sent to religious bodies. I'm sent to corporate organizations. I'm sent, most importantly, to my country to show Nigeria its right identity. Question number 4, how will I get it?
I think most people will have to know this tomorrow. Let's not give them everything on air right now. Let's save some for tomorrow. So for those of us that want to really
more to tomorrow than all of this.
These are foundations. Yes, I know that. Let's not give out too much now. Okay, but I really want to engage you in because I know all of this. 7 points that you have really highlighted here. More will be revealed tomorrow, and most of our youths will actually know their core essence because it's very important. That was why I asked the question. But away from that, outlining all 7 of these as you have outlined them here now, I want to really ask you, in the face of this devastating global economic activities as a result of COVID-19, and the Emergency Youth Conference is essentially to train the youths to be economically empowered, even in the face of this COVID-19. Now, how do you intend to achieve this?
Yes, we start tomorrow, and we run this for 1 year. Entrepreneurship is not a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's not a 100-meter dash, it's a marathon. That is, entrepreneurship is not a destination, it's an adventure. So I told the leadership that please, I will only sign this contract on one condition. After the conference, we must mentor everyone that will attend for 1 year, because all the conferences we heard, I stopped attending 2-day meeting and leave my clients alone 3 years ago, when I discovered that entrepreneurship is a journey, not a destination. So they will intend to achieve this through a process, because a lot of youths, they only want a product, they don't want the process. And I always let people understand that we can't continue that way. We can't, with my little experience in 8 years with all the core members in Nigeria, I found out that man can burn a fish and the fish is fresh. Only God can burn a dry fish without breaking it. Entrepreneurship is very foreign to us. Everybody, because of the oil boom, we don't know that if you jump up, you come down. If you climb up, you stay up, and money doesn't make you rich. If you have material and natural resources, and you don't build brain infrastructure, that is, you don't build your human capacity, you're going to be carrying a powerful weapon with a weak hand. That's what has happened to us in 60 years. So this conference, is meant to actually give Nigerians have so much brain drain. You see a lot of Nigerians abroad doing great things. But those of us who are home, and even those who are in diaspora, they want to come back home. It's time to build this country. And there's an invisible force now that is ready to help us. So this conference is a startup. It's the beginning of a journey to nation building. But it's going to happen in this dimension. There's going to be a personal transformation that will translate into national transformation. Okay. So, meaning that everyone that will have the time, that will be in this conference in these 3 days, will be able to understand that beyond the 200 million Nigerians, you have a global space where, if you check the First World War was a bullet war, was a machine gun war. The Second World War was a missile and nuclear weapon war. But the Third World War, which started around October last year, is a digital war and is a biological war put together at once. The biological war is still going on, and the digital one will hit when the 5G is launched, which is being launched in some countries now. Now, this is the way. If the 1G did not kill you, if the 2G did not kill you, if the 3G and the 4G light you are using does not kill you, 5G is not going to kill you, but it's going to kill some people by taking them back to the village, and it's going to take some people to the other side of the world. We should understand that in the digital space now, the people that will prosper are the people that will use digital tool, and that's one of the courses we are going to take. We'll be taking our people how to use digital tool, because if you check, Uber and Taxify or Bolt came and ate up all the yellow taxis for lunch, and over 50% of taxi drivers, local taxi drivers in Abuja, return back to their village. YouTube, and Netflix is sending all the local television back to their village small. If you check the biggest television in Nigeria today, go to YouTube channel, you can't see viewers more than 4,000. Go and check it now. So meaning that if you check that is what is happening now. Every field, you know, the digital war that has not even started did not allow Olympics to hold this year. Olympic that is several centuries old. This is a message I'm telling to somebody who cares to listen to me. You need to. There are three worlds: the physical world, the spiritual world, and the new world that has come now is called the digital world. And now everyone that will prosper in the digital world, in this post-COVID economy, must be digital in their operations.
Okay.
And that is why we need a conference like this. And I'm just so shocked that this is kicking off in Calabar, the indigenous capital city of Nigeria.
I will really agree with you with the digital nature of the earth right now. Everything is growing into a digital platform. So yes, I remember I watched even our own NTA on YouTube, and they were not up to 20,000 subscribers. But I have seen some bloggers who have over 500, 600,000 subscribers on the go. And yes, I will really agree with you on that. I want to find out, is this conference exclusive to only the Brotherhood of the Cross and Star members, Brotherhood of the Cross and Star youths, or it is open to everyone?
We are still talking about the digital opportunity now.
Okay.
My advice, it is the first priority is the Brotherhood All Youth Assembly.
Okay.
They are the first priority.
Okay.
And they are the ones that will be allowed to be seated. But if we have 100,000 that will join us online, you know, the good thing about somebody said, oh, I built a shopping mall and it can accommodate it accommodates 100 shops. But I want to announce to that person that Amazon has built a 500 million building. And I want to let the person also understand that Facebook built a 2.1 billion story building. So we need to understand that when it comes to business transactions now, in the digital space is limitless. So I want to advise everyone, regardless of your age, whether you are you are buyer youth, or you are buyer member, or you are an elder, please take advantage of this digital opportunity by taking the Zoom link and join us tomorrow, because it's not going to cost additional money to have even 1 million people watching us tomorrow during the conference on Zoom.
The conference starts at what time tomorrow?
9 o'clock tomorrow, 9 to 3 tomorrow, 22nd of October 2020 at the China's View Hotel. But definitely we'll be giving the Zoom link is already on the platform. And for the Port Harcourt, it's next week, Monday, 26th to 28th of October at the conference hall of Hotel Presidential on Nava Road.
And it's the same time, 9 o'clock?
The same time, yeah.
9 o'clock. Okay, before we discharge you, you've really given the essence of this
and admission is free.
Leadership Summit. Yes, the advert is saying that admission is free. But let me, 51 years, you said.
Yeah.
You're 51 years. Are you still a youth? Will you still classify yourself as a youth? And how do you appreciate the job you do?
Technically, I always tell people there are three ages. There is a biological age, and there's a chronological age, and there is a psychological age. Biologically and chronologically, I'm 51, but psychologically, I'm 21.
Wow.
Because I do 300 press up in the morning at 51. And I know I can do 1,000 now. I stopped at 300 four years ago. So you're as old as you think.
Okay. Our father is Holiness Olumba Obo. Our leader, that's His Holiness Olumba Obo. He always says, just as the Bible says, no food for a lazy person, no food for a lazy man. How is the organizers prepared to monitor the progress of the youth?
We have the National Entrepreneurship Platform.
Okay.
The www.nep.ng.
nep.ng, okay.
Yeah. On that platform, you see our face for 1 year every day.
Okay.
From after this conference, we'll be coaching everyone online. Everyone who will attend the conference will have their details and put them inside this app. For over 2 years now, we've been building this app. This app is metamorphosizing into a television station by this time next year called the Entrepreneurship TV. The goal is to actually make Nigeria, to institutionalize entrepreneurship in Nigeria. And I'm still shocked that the entire thing is packing off in Calabar. I don't know how I got here, but definitely it can only be God. But we must understand that entrepreneurship is the future of this country. We need to institutionalize it, in the religious bodies, in the corporate bodies, and let our people understand that entrepreneurship is the way forward. And we've been entrepreneuring in all our activities. That's why you see Nigerians know they carry last.
At all.
We are survivors.
That
and
mentality.
it's called, the language for that survivor is called entrepreneurship. Because when you see somebody in 2015, when the last government was leaving, when dollar was just 190, 160 thereabouts to $1, and today almost 500 to $1, and that person is still working in the ministry collecting 30,000 with 4 children, and that person is still surviving when his money has been devalued. When now the 30,000 cannot even buy a bag of rice. For that person to still be together, and for that person to still be feeding his family, the spirit of survivor for that person is called entrepreneurship. So I know entire 200 million people in Nigeria, they are entrepreneuring, because that's why the leadership has toyed with our patience. And that's why you can see an eruption now, but we don't need to be foolish at some time like this. We don't need to join anybody to begin to translate anything. All we need to do is to interpret dreams. When you interpret dreams, you will solve the nation's problem as an individual.
Oh, wow. Talking about the training, I don't know if you will agree with me that training and retraining is not enough to ensuring empowerment of the youths. Is there any form of financial support to participants after the conference?
We brought the financial support to the table, but the leadership, the council advised us we should put that one aside for now. And let the people empowered, so that we don't go back to labor laws, because our people are used to free things and they always just like this entitlement mentality. So, and I really agree with Mr. Michael West, and his leadership team that, James, the issue of financial assistance from leadership from the country, put that aside, go coach these people. Along the line, we can bring that one in. By the grace of God, the leadership of the country has given us access to that. But I'm not permitted to talk about that now. But definitely in this 1 year, any serious-minded youth in this ministry will definitely be empowered financially. That I promise on this seat.
All right. Yeah, you've heard it all. Because some of the youths, they after being coached, they will need some affiliations on how to be empowered financially to actually kickstart. But the promise is that after the summit, it's going to be rosy at the end of this whole summit. Now, as a parting word to all the youths, mostly in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star, because this is targeted at them, Brotherhood All Youth Assembly, what is your general advice to them?
My advice is to say to you that I really congratulate you that my path is crossing your path. I was born for this, and I was yanked off from the altar preaching the gospel every Sunday for your sake. I was born for this. I am the person you'll be looking for. I can assure you, with my entire team, we will take you to the promised land called financial intelligence, called entrepreneurship prowess. You don't need my energy, you don't need my skills, you have yours. All I need to do, all we're going to do for you is to convert your talent to skills, because skills are given, the talents are given, but skills are acquired through CIA, critical independent action. There is nothing, we can only show you the parts, but you have to, and I love what the leadership said. Don't talk about money first, James. We have made payment to you, coach them for free. And the serious-minded among them, you will pick up them up, and then you can actually expose them to the financial opportunity. So my advice for you is to knock off the national cake syndrome.
Okay.
Knock off somebody's owing me syndrome. Nobody's owing you. I tell the core members that everybody has 3 days to live. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Your yesterday was a day of dependence. Today is your day of independence. Tomorrow is the day of interdependence. Yesterday was the day of not enough. Today is just enough. Tomorrow is more than enough. Yesterday was the day you are in your Egypt when you are eating just garlic. And today is your day when you are in the wilderness, when you will eat manna. But there is a day coming called the day of more than enough, when you will eat milk and honey. So I want to encourage you. Even some of us might even be in the, most of us, we are in just enough. But I want to let you know there is another place called more than enough. So I want to beg of you, don't die in the wilderness. You have an opportunity, and I want to let you know you need knowledge. And knowledge will now translate into power. And I want to let you know that's why if this meeting is 3 days and it ends there, you will not see me, because I stopped appearing in hit and run meetings. But leadership permitted us to coach you and mentor you for 1 year. And I'm very persuaded that in 1 year, because time is what God gave to us for us to prosper. No other thing that God gave to us. He just gave us time. If you want to know the value of 1 year, maybe you can ask a man that has an extra year in school. Oh, wow. You want to know the value of just 1 month? Ask a woman that had a miscarriage. You want to know the value of just 1 week? You may ask a man that was jailed for 1 week, especially in Nigerian prison. And if you want to know the value of just 1 day, you may ask 2 lovers waiting to see each other. You want to know the value of a month, of 1 hour? Just ask a man who misses flight. He will tell you the value of 1 hour. So I want to let you know, time, your respect for time is a prediction of your financial future. I've never seen any rich man that doesn't value time. Neither have I met any poor man that respects time. So time is the very, I shouldn't have met you last year. I think the only finest time for me to meet you is now.
It's now. I'm talking about time we have already eaten out into some other person's time. All right, thank you very much, Mr. James Abiona, the CEO JFK Abiona Coaching Institute. You've heard it all the youths in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. You're watching us right now. Mostly those of you who are in Calabar and perhaps in Akwa Ibom State. You can start running over to Calabar. The venue is StarCross Hotel, no, Metropolitan, rather.
No, Metropolitan. Wait, Channels View,
sorry.
MCC Road.
MCC Channels View. 9 a.m. is the time tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow, 9 a.m. You'll see me there because, of course, who doesn't want, such level of coaching? Thank you very much, Mr. James, for finding out time to talk to us here on the program. And let us also thank our father in the leadership of the buyer, that is the Patriarch Christ Shepherd Ibinabo Michael West, for coming up with such an initiative for the youths of Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. All you youths out there, it is an opportunity, and sometimes it comes but once. We don't know when next this will be coming up again. So please seize this opportunity. And for those of you in Port Harcourt, get ready. Monday next week, it's the time. And the venue is the Hotel Presidential. Be there and be ready for it. Conference Hall of Hotel Presidential. Be there and be ready for it. When we come back from this break, we'll read all your comments. We know you've been sending it. Although we've not had any questions yet, but your comments are there waiting for us to read. But for now, let's rush over to this segment. When we come back, the health segment will continue. Thank you again for coming. Don't go away.
Brotherhood All Youth Assembly Entrepreneurship and Leadership Academy, in collaboration with JFK Abiona Coaching Institute, invites the general public to attend the special Emerging CEOs Conference. Having the desire to contribute to the advancement of the youths as valuable tools for positive social and spiritual changes of the kingdom, society and the world at large, and a unique set of emerging powers that must be channeled towards selfless service to humanity. This program shall be hosted in 2 centers in Nigeria. First at Metropolitan Hotel, Leopard Town Conference Hall, Calabar, Cross River State, Nigeria, on Thursday 22nd to 24th October 2020, time 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and also at Hotel Presidential Conference Hall, Aba Road, Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria, from Monday 26th to 28th October 2020, time 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Guest speakers include Dr. Victor Shadare, Femi Joshua, Ekaite Umo, Edbert Ebebe, and JFK Abiona. This program is powered by Brotherhood All Youth Assembly Entrepreneurship, Leadership Academy, and JFK Abiona Coaching Institute. Don't miss out on this capacity and learning platform. Come, you are specially invited. Christ Shepherd Honorable Michael Ibinabo West, Chairman, Bayer Enterprise. And now, sir, thank you, Father.